Oh boy, it's courtroom time again! Welcome back to my run of Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve as part of my big old playthrough of all the Ace Attorney games in my chronology series. Every single game, every single mainline game at least, played in in-game chronology order. So by the timeline, rather than the release of games, we're gonna play through the entire series like this. We are partway through our playthrough of number 2 of Great Ace Attorney, as we say, part of the Chronicles collection, and it's a really fun time. Absolutely it is. We are going to be also PNG tubing today. I hope that is okay, but it's warm. I had to spend more time than usual to try and clean myself up from all the warmness outside, but then I sort of decided, you know what, it probably is if I just don't, like, stress myself too much out about it, putting my face on the stream, so we're going to be flat, we're going to be PNG for today. I hope that is good for you, because that's what I've decided to do, so live with it. I mean this affectionately, of course. And of course, if you're here in the Twitch stream right now, or in our YouTube video that we make after the fact, a big, massive, and warm welcome to everyone coming in, ladies and gentlemen, and all of you non-binary friends in between. It is lovely to have you here. If you're watching in YouTube land, I hope that you enjoy what we're going to do today. Please feel free to like and comment. Please feel free to subscribe and hit the bell too if you do end up enjoying what you see around here and wish to be around for more of the journey coming up later. That would be very, very helpful and appreciated. And we find ourselves, I believe today, we will be wrapping up on the Memoirs of the Clouded Kokoro episode and then immediately starting into whatever follows on from this. So we were about to bring in a certain someone to the courtroom so that we can give them the good old questioning about possibly an ulterior motive that they may have had. And this sort of person, and this person, actually being somebody who was a victim, as well, of a related case. But it turns out they may have more involvement than they have originally let on, and we are going to piece together the clues today, and hopefully wrap up on this absolute Shakespearean tragedy of a case, and then we can move on to what's next. So, yay! 23rd of February at 12:30 PM in the Old Bailey courtroom. We will get back to action. Bang. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session again now. Before the recess, we heard a most startling accusation from the defense. Namely, that the victim of the case we heard here only a few days ago is the true perpetrator of this incident. A reckless, rash, and prejudiced charge of wrongdoing, in my opinion, my lord. However, the prosecution has tried to extend every courtesy to this amateur newcomer from dubious eastern shores. Yeah, thank you. Is there any other way that you could possibly be xenophobic towards me? I feel like you've done every single trick in the book now, Mr. Barrack. For that backhanded consideration. A rather cold assessment from the Honourable British Prosecutor, I must say. So, Lord Van Zieks, is the new witness present and ready to take the stand? As we do, we always bow, ready and waiting in the witness's antechamber, my lord. Very well. Bailiff, what are you waiting for? Bring the witnesses in. It must be cold out there. Shamsbeer and Miss Olive Green. Witnesses, please state your names and occupations for the court, please. William Shamsbeer, my liege. For mine occupation, I can only say that I be a tragic victim, to be pitied. Currently unemployed, in other words. I mean, yeah.
I'm Olive Green. I'm a fledgling artist. Well, no. Not a fledgling, really. A hopeless failure. She's too weak-spirited to admit she has no talent, I suppose.
Also currently unemployed, in other words. Gosh, what a coterie. I think that's how I say that word there, coterie. what a straight man about this, and a bit like ham-fisted for it, I guess. Mr. Shamspeare.
My lord, I am thy humble servant.
I'm afraid that you are no longer merely the victim in this affair. The possibility has been raised that you are in fact the assailant, intent of taking the life on your fellow lodger. The part you have played in this whole business will be thoroughly scrutinized, I assure you.
I would for naught else, my lord.
And Miss Green,
Yes?
you are aware of the reason you have been summoned to this courtroom today, I presume?
Yeah. The officer did explain. He said I poisoned this ridiculous buffoon.
And? Do you accept the charge, Miss Green?
I don't know anything about any poisoning. And I don't know anything about this man.
Come, lady, die to live. Verily, I know not thy prickly pea-pigmented personage.
Very well, let us proceed with the matter at hand. That being to ascertain whether or not Miss Green has any involvement in this affair.
It's so very strange. Very strange indeed. Why would you suspect me? I barely ever go to the East End anyway. So happens that I passed by the neighbourhood 6 days ago, that's all. And on the night that this man was poisoned, I was still in hospital fighting for my life.
Yes, having been unfortunately caught up in the incident on the street outside of the Garadeb household.
Although if I have it right, I meant to believe that Miss Green did have a reason. Not just she was wondering, she had a reason to be in that particular part of the area of London at that time, I think.
An incident that rendered you unconscious for some 3 days.
I was struck in the middle of my back with a knife. Through no fault of my own, and now I'm under suspicion? Whatever irrelevant things might be suspected of, huh? So very disturbing.
Your energies may be better spent worrying about random knife attacks, I feel, Miss Green. At this point in time, all that appears to connect you with Mr. Shamspeare's lodgings is the Briar Road incident of 6 days ago. That's why we would like you to testify formally now about exactly what happened.
Oh no! The incident 6 days ago? You mean you want me to relive that awful accident?
Unfortunately, yes. Please tell the court what happened that day. And of course, we will be interested to hear from you about your movements that day too, Mr. Shamspeare.
But what happened 6 days ago has nothing to do with me being poisoned.
Oh, but really and forsooth. Let us proceed then. The witnesses will present their formal testimony to the court on the subject of the incident that took place on Briar Road the evening of the 17th of February. Alright then. The artiste and the artiste, in quote marks, on the evening of 17th of February.
It was 6 days ago at about 5 PM. I was walking along in the snow and I was suddenly stabbed in the back. Coincidentally, it happened to be just outside the house where the men in this case had their lodgings.
I was at the tavern on the eve of which thou speakest, for I had bespoke my supper.
It was the first time he'd been in the area. I had a little matter to attend to, that's all. Anyway, I was admitted straight to hospital, so I knew nothing about all this business.
Yahar. Yes, a second incident inside a week had what I believe to be aptly described as the haunted lodgings. Ooh, the grim grinning ghosts come out to socialize. One can only presume this is a most unfortunate coincidence.
Meanwhile, you say you were not in your room, Mr. Shamspeare. 'Twas the following morn when I did awaken that I'd learned of the dire events. Mary, what a commotion did the officers of the law make on the floor above mine! When Soseki-san was arrested on suspicion of attempted murder. As suspected, there is nothing connecting these two witnesses but happenstance. It's true. It does seem as though they're unrelated at first glance. But I'm not so sure. There's something lurking in the shadows here. I feel certain of it. And this is my one and only chance to expose it.
Madam, counsel, you may now cross-examine these two witnesses, if you wish.
Yes, my lord, I wish this absolutely, yes and always. I wish it every single time. You best not recommend to get me a genie because I will wish to testify for all three of my wishes. Okay. 6 days ago at about 5 p.m. I was walking along the snow when I was suddenly stabbed in the back. Let's see what our evidence might correlate to already. Okay, she had reason to be down Briar Road. She was walking down this way, and then right about here, knife came out and went fuck. Alright then. If we're gonna get more details about this tavern that Shamspeare was eating at, then maybe that might get updated on the map here, and maybe we can point that. To help us out with some finding out of things later. The case file of the capital offenders file for this crime that.
Objection.
Oh, whoops. I have boo-booed and I have pressed the wrong button. Let's see if I got a decent autosave. I don't know if I've got a decent autosave. Oops. Big oops. My finger slipped, my lord. I pressed the wrong button. These are clearly grounds for being suspicious of that last statement. Also, my finger slipped. I'm sorry, counsel, but I fail to see why. Well, you know, I was just playing devil's advocate, and again, my finger slipped. Yes, you do appear to have something of the devil in you, Mr. Naruhodo. What's this, a man merrily dishing out penalties for when I accidentally pressed the button? God damn it. Right. Here's a lesson learnt. While we're looking at evidence, steer well clear of that Y button, or in my case, the triangle button. Steer well clear if you want to be examining things. It's A or X I want to press, actually. The cross button. So I didn't read about this, about Selden, this Crim who died in prison of a cause, I think. 18 counts of burglary, 6 counts of suspected murder. This man was a very busy man. Died of natural causes whilst in prison, his final moments witnessed only by his cellmate. The estimated £1,000 worth of loot he stole remains unrecovered. Interesting. And there is a newspaper article about it. Manchester Strangeways Prison announced the death of convicted murderer and burglar Selden by natural causes in the early hours of this morning. He had been suffering with fever since the end of October. Alerted by the shouts of his fellow cellmate, medical staff arrived to find him be already dead before his capital punishment could be carried out. So yeah, in a way, that is capital punishment being carried out in very karmic ways, I suppose. Happened to be just outside the house when the men in this case have their lodgings. I don't foresee like anything jumping out at me immediately. I think maybe at some point, maybe one of them will start reacting to one another when we get to pressing. So let's have a look.
Hold it!
Hold it! This time I'm going to press the right button. Don't worry about it. I'm well acquainted with the case. I'm sorry you had to go through that.
It was awful. I still can't believe I was unconscious for so long. And I woke up to find that the case had been solved and the culprit arrested.
Yes, the incident had been resolved already. Perhaps it would help you to consider it a bad dream that ended with your awakening. and should now be forgotten.
Yeah, I suppose so. Thank you.
But before you put it completely behind you, Miss Green, I need you to remember the details one last time. You must tell the court exactly what happened that day for us to arrive at the truth about this new case.
The trouble is, there's nothing to tell, really. I was just walking along the pavement.
Alright. Absolutely nowhere with first statement, as I actually kind of thought to myself. Alright, press number 2. Hold it! So what were you doing there that day, though?
What do you mean?
The art school you attend. What's it called?
Yeah, it's the Thorndike Academy of Fine Arts. According to Mr. Sholmes, that's just in the vicinity of Brixton Road, which is some 10 stops away from the scene on the Underground.
So I believe you mentioned before that you also live on Brixton Road. Isn't that right? So why then would you have been walking along Briar Road in the middle of the East End?
Oh, well, it's because, oh yeah, of course. I thought it might make a nice picture.
The witness is a student of art. City-dwelling artists can't all paint grand urban vistas.
Oh, that's right. I happen to like the crumbling look of that part of town. Perhaps quaint would have been a less grating term.
The point is, she's definitely hiding something.
Yes. It seems she's not going to be forthcoming with the truth.
If she's trying to hide away why she was there that evening, it must mean there's a reason for her not wanting us to know. That's the key to this. And you, Mr. Shamspear, on the evening of the incident 6 days ago, would you tell the court what exactly you were doing?
"'Twould be my pleasure, sire. I was having the munchies, and I wanted the motions. I was having the foods. Yes, indeed.
Alright, hold it! I want to inquire about your foods. Speaking of foods, it's almost perfectly in time for my lunch entertainment.
Oh, it's amazing! Yee!
Nice to see you here, Palthea. I did catch your message just earlier before we started saying you were quicker getting lunch before coming in.
Aha!
Yeah, of course, yeah, Twitch is doing the thing of, yeah, this is, around about this time of year is technically, my affiliate anniversary on Twitch, although I kind of tend not really to do much for it. It just kind of exists. I would otherwise change it to another date that I have in mind, which would be a better fit for, like, my, anniversary kind of, dealings. However, there's only so much that you can do to change dates of your anniversary, of your stream anniversary. You can only do it to within a certain few days before or after, and you can only change it a grand total of 3 times, and that is your lot. So, unfortunately, the date I would like to change it to is a bit too far away for me to get that change made in any good conscience, so I might as well just keep it as it is. It kind of exists. If you want to do something about it, then you're more than free to, but, I don't know, yeah, I like to consider another date later in the year for my, like, proper anniversary dealings, for many a various reason, of course. But yeah, you got some American-style mac and cheese. Never had too much mac and cheese growing up, in all honesty. That wasn't my thing. If I had like a pasta dish, if I was a kid, it would be like tomato sauce, spaghetti hoops, or something like that. SpaghettiOs. SpaghettiOs for my American audiences, but I would call them spaghetti hoops. In my country. So yeah. A tavern, you say? Which one?
'Twas the Slug and Salad where I did tarry. 'Tis a jewel in the East End. And a little unexpected, I feel.
What do you mean, Lord Van Zeeks?
The Sluggen Salad offers unusually fine dining. For the locality, at least. Not an establishment you'd expect to be patronized by a man with not even a crumb of bread in his room. Ah! You wound me, sir.
It's true. The menu lists premium crusts of bread and glasses of water in different levels of cloudiness.
Wow, cloudiness, you say? Oh, wow, okay.
I would have expected Grub's grubbery in the local vicinity to be more appropriate for your means. Watery soup and mushy peas, or rather, soupy water and pea like mush. All equally appetizing. Love casseroles and this was on sale. Can't say it's amazing, but it's plain Talati and tie-dye good enough.
Yeah, good enough.
I just wanted to try some water in a different pub for once. What's wrong with that? How different can water really be? Look, Inosuke, we're talking about Victorian London. Anything is possible with cleanliness in that time period. Let me be honest with you.
Or perhaps there's a more plausible explanation. A specific reason why he had to go to that particular establishment.
Agreed. The fact that on that day of all days he dined at a place he wouldn't normally, it does stand out. So Mr. Shamspeare's own actions on the day of the incident 6 days ago were slightly suspicious. I wonder if we have some evidence that can explain those actions. Nah, nothing in that photo. I don't think there's nothing in that photo. I don't think we properly examined this poison bottle in all honesty, so I guess let's see it now, just in case there is something that happens from it. Even in clean modern areas, the water taste can differ widely. Yep. Depends on what processes your purification plants use and how they do filtrations and how effective the filtration is, and yeah, there's all kinds of factors. Yep, there is. So this is the poison we've been hearing so much about. Strychnine. There are a few remnants in the bottom of the bottle here. Look.
You mustn't be tempted to try it. Do not let the intrusive thoughts win, Inosuke.
Of course not. As long as we don't lose this trial.
No! Even if we lose this trial. No! We mustn't lose the trial in the first place, Mr. Naruhodo.
Make up your mind, Suzaru-san. Yeah. And sometimes there are additives in the tap water too. Yep. Yeah, I've got nothing at the moment. Because I'm wondering if, like, a certain piece that I've seen before that isn't in my evidence record right now will show up at the end of this, at the end of these, this cross-examination. I wonder if it's going to turn up. Because that will be exactly what we need, but I think not at the moment. Oh, I wish we did, but sadly I can't think of anything at the moment.
If we find a clue that can explain why Mr. Shamspeare went there, we must present it to the court.
Yeah, absolutely. When we have it. It's that fairly apparent scene, and this is why I will present my evidence. If I had it! If that is all on this matter, Counsel, I would ask Miss Green to reiterate her next statement. And I will press this statement. Hold it! So what little matter, Miss Green? Please elaborate.
It was nothing, really. It's not worth mentioning.
If you remember, you mentioned to us yesterday at the hospital. It was related to the card you were holding. Miss Green! What was that? She clearly just hit something behind her back. From memory, I believe the card contained a note that read, "I have information regarding the death of Duncan Ross." I played a game called Hob last week. It's a Zelda-like, and I think you might enjoy it. I don't know if I've heard of that.
Then again,
My Zelda experience isn't too big, to be honest with you. But I mean, if it's nice, I might give it a go. I mean, I've done Tunic, and I love Tunic, so... And Tunic is kind of in itself very, very heavily Zelda-inspired.
huh. Yeah, I don't think I've heard of it.
Maybe I'll seek it out later.
What does that matter? This has nothing to do with Duncan.
But Mr. Shakespearean actor seems to think there is something the matter with that.
Excuse me.
Excuse me? Mr. Shakespeare, do you have something to share with the court? To be or not to be, that is the question. Ah, pray forgive me, the great Spotsworth springeth from within me with ne'er a thought. Oh, don't tell me, it's because you're possessed by Shakespeare's spirit, right? Hearing Miss Green's words a moment ago seemed to make you think of something. Something of relevance, perhaps? Nay, sire, it was nothing at all. Presumably you know the name, though. Mr. Duncan Ross, I mean. After all, you were both lodgers in the same house. I would it were so, but sadly, nay. Lodging be a lonely occupation, sir. My lodging fellows be rarely known to me. So you haven't heard of him, even though he passed away in the room just one floor above yours. Oh! It's like Tunic, but without the whole handbook thing.
Oh, okay.
Interesting. Miss Green?
Me, my lord? Have I done something wrong?
The card that was mentioned before, containing the note. Do you have it upon your person?
I do, yeah. But I don't need it anymore. In fact, I should throw it away, really.
Before you dispose of it, the court will take it as evidence, please. That's what I'm looking for. A note in an envelope that seems to have been ripped open rather roughly. It contains instructions to meet with someone who claims some information about Duncan Ross. Of course. That's what links Mr. Shakespeare and Miss Green. It's Duncan Ross. And now continue with your testimony, please, Miss Green. I think at this point I don't really need to press on the final bit here, because I'm not sure there's anything to it. I had a little matter to attend to, that's all. So you press on that, yeah. I had bespoke my supper. Coincidentally. Coincidentally. I don't know which... I don't know at which point here to, present said thing for. So thou had a little matter to attend to. We can read what it has to say, and... let's give it a look, shall we? The envelope has been ripped open rather carelessly, hasn't it? Miss Green strikes me as the type to open correspondence more neatly than that. Ah! What is it? The way the envelope is torn. I'm almost sure I've seen the exact same shape somewhere else.
Oh! You don't mean... Were you thinking of this piece of evidence Mr. Naruhodo?
Exactly! That's it! Try to match them up.
Cha-ching! Oh, they go together perfectly. This torn off end of the envelope clearly belongs with this card.
The details of Green's card has been updated! The envelope fits perfectly with a torn-off piece found at the scene of the crime. And the torn-off envelope also updated. It fits perfectly with the envelope in Miss Green's possession. So now we know said details. Interesting. Oh, is that all there is? Is that all there is to it? We can't get inside the notes, can we? Well, okay then. Well, okay then. Like, I did say that I thought I could be sure to move straight. Let's double check just so I get all the information possible. Hold it! Yeah, you didn't regain consciousness until a day after the trial, did you? In the early hours.
Exactly. So how could I have anything to do with it? And yet you still haul me in here to court like this? Honestly.
So at the time of the poisoning, the witness was unconscious in her hospital bed. Could there be a more airtight alibi, I ask you?
And yet, in spite of that, you claim that I was a culprit?
Well,
Well, you certainly haven't produced any evidence to support your wild claim, have you? None at all.
There you have it. The good lady has yet to see evidence, my learned Nipponese friend. I'm working on it. Counsel, I will point out here that the jury's next decision will be final. Oh, we're really up against the wall here.
Oh, Mr. Naruhodo, you pursued Mrs. Shamspeare wonderfully there.
It's worked out well, hasn't it? We have a new clue, at least. Alright, now I need to pull off a really insightful objection somewhere.
Well, as you've managed to expose this promising new angle, I wonder if you should perhaps try to develop that.
Oh, yeah, of course! And yelling out objections isn't necessarily the best way to do that, I suppose. What are you talking about? It's the only way anything gets done around here. So thou had a little matter to attend to here. Like, are you sure I can't see anything else of this letter? Like, I can't actually see what was written inside the card. So I do wonder if it's like this that you need to, put together. Mayhaps it be this. Let's give the card a go. Let's put it here.
Objection!
That was not the right place. Yeah, we ain't gonna bother. We ain't gonna bother! We made a save. We made a save. We're gonna be fine. No. So maybe not that statement in particular. Happened to be just outside the launch coincidentally. But was it coincidentally? Was it? Okay, yeah, was it coincidentally, actually? Because you probably knew where this envelope was. Mayhaps. Mayhaps it was pilfered from your possession and you went to go and try and find it. That could be true. Sometimes things are good enough for a hold in. I mean, you may be right. Let's see if it's this instead.
Objection!
Nope. I'm not getting it. I'm not getting this right here. I'm just like into this point of press everything with everything. No. There was no changing to anybody's statements, I don't think. Maybe it's this. Maybe it's this, because if she had the note, she can't claim to have known nothing about what's going on here. Maybe that's it.
Objection!
God, no, I'm failing. I'm failing rather spectacularly here. This is going so well. So what particular then? It wasn't that. I was at the tavern on the eve of that which speaks for I had bespoke my supper. Or is it you that we've got the issue with? Because yeah, you haven't yeah, we haven't put the location of wherever this tavern was on there, so I wonder if it's then, is it possibly to do with Shamspear instead that I've got to press this on here, because... I mean, logic does dictate that if I press everything with everything, eventually I'll stumble across the combination that I need, but let's see if we can just put a bit more thought patterns into this first. Yeah, maybe Shamspear's dealings in the pub is the thing here, because this, I believe this note also said that there was a location to go and visit here. So is this what we're going on here? Is this what we're going to do here? Because again, we found one piece of the torn of envelope in the crime scene, in his room. So maybe it was thou that we need to do this all about here?
Objection!
No? Well, if I wasn't reloading, that would have been a game over. I do believe it's this one. Maybe it's not the letter itself, but it's the fact that we found this in his room. So obviously, if you've okay, yeah. Okay, this is it probably. The fact that we found this piece of the envelope in your room says that you've had a look at this note as well, and you were following through with what it said as well. Let's give it a go.
Objection!
God, I'm failing! Because I've put them together, haven't I?
Have I put them together? Have I not put them together?
I don't know. Maybe this is a different statement and I need to press that again, but let's just have a look. Elaborate on it. Not worth mentioning. It was related to the card you were holding. And then we flash back, you were about to have some poison on you. Very Juliet style. I believe the card was there. Information on the death of them. What does that matter? This has nothing to do with Duncan. Maybe the bit is different. Maybe it's to follow all the way through with the pressing. Okay.
Well, what does that matter? This has nothing to do with Duncan.
Duncan Ross. Please, Miss Green, tell us more about that note.
I'm sorry. There's really nothing I can tell you. But I can assure you it's unrelated to all of this. Completely unrelated.
The truth is you went out that day because that's what the note told you to do, isn't it? The instructions were you to come to Briar Road at 5 o'clock that afternoon.
I didn't think I should go at first, but then I thought it might be a good opportunity to see what the incident looked like.
Very well. If that's your final word on the matter, continue, please. Alright, we're not getting anywhere with this. It fits perfectly with an envelope in Miss Green's possession, so I have put it together that these are half and half as one. And there's literally nothing else on this to look at, is there? Unless there's something to look at in this. But no, there isn't. Am I just being silly? Chad, am I just being silly here? It wasn't a torn off bit of the envelope.
Are you sure it's... You sure it's not this?
Cause I'm like, if it's not, then... I'm like, huh, really?
Objection!
Yeah, that's not it. I'm getting kind of bamboozled? Because I'm definitely sure that that letter is the evidence that we need to present for something. It was the first time I've been in the area. I had a little matter to attend to, and we did try to present it on this, didn't we? We did try. Oops, wrong button.
Objection!
Yeah, that's not right either. We're just back and forth right now, because honestly, I thought we had it here. I thought we had it here, but it's one of these that we're pressing it on. Show Green's fifth statement really quick. He says, I was admitted straight to hospital, so I knew nothing about all of this business. Which I believe I've tried to present the note for. I mean, I can try it again.
Objection!
Yeah, that doesn't work either. Oh, none of this is working out. Press for Shamspeare's third statement again. I thought I just did, but I'll give it another try. Okay. So which one? He goes, the Slucken Salad, word Itari, a jewel of the East End. A little unexpected. What do you mean? Slucken Salad offers unusually fine dining for the locality at least. Not an establishment you expect to be patronized by a man with not even a crumb of bread in his room. Grub scrubbery to be in a local vicinity to be more appropriate. Watery soup, mushy peas, or soupy water and mushy and pea like mush. I wanted to try some water in a different purple ones. What's wrong with that? How different can it really be? There's a more plausible explanation. A specific reason why he had to go to that particular establishment. He dined at a place they wouldn't normally on that day of all days. It stands out. Oh, I'm silly. I am so super silly. I forgot that we did ask if we had some evidence that we could refute this with, and now we have the evidence we can refute this with. I'm dumb. I've wasted everybody's time. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. My brain go... Yeah, it should work now. It should work now. We will make it work after a break, though, just because I've noticed that the timer is coming up. So we're going to run a break now. For people in Twitch streams, that should mean we have ourselves some ad time coming up. But if you're watching in the YouTube land, no worries about that. There will be no break time. We'll have cut it all out of the highlights, so you can be returning to us straight afterwards. But if you would like to pause the video for a moment so you can go and take care of some business, that's not a bad idea if you want to go and do that. And then you can join us when you're ready to start again. But anyways, I'll be back in a few minutes for people in stream time. It's time for a break. See you in a bit. Hello and welcome back. I feel like now we'll be able to actually continue with video game because I have stopped being an idiot and moved on to where the solution actually is. So I apologize for wasting the time thinking about that. But sometimes it happens, and I also blame the fact that it's warm, so my brain has a bit of fog about it. So yeah, apologies for that. But thank you for your patience, and we'll get back to it right now. Don't forget, if you're enjoying this in the highlight made afterwards on YouTube land, please feel free to like and comment. Please feel free to subscribe and hit the bell too if you'd like to see some more of me flailing about like a fish and messing up everywhere with this game, it turns out. Dear me. But now we have some evidence that can explain these options. Yes, we can. Let's go for it. Mr. Shamspear. Yes, sir? On the day in question, is it not the case that you visited the Slug and Salad, a place you don't normally patronize, for a very particular reason? I don't know what you're talking about. Pray, if thou hast some purpose, speak as to. Very well. I'll present to the court with some evidence. Evidence that explains why you had to be at the Slug and Salad that day. Namely, this.
Take that!
Bum. I believe this card reveals the answer. Good lord, Miss Green's card, you mean? That's right, my lord. It reads, I have information regarding the death of Duncan Ross. Come to the Slug and Salad on Briar Road at 5 PM on the 17th. Don't tell anybody else about this letter or the meeting. It is a matter of utmost importance. Mr. Shamspear, your actions on the afternoon of Miss Green's stabbing are exactly as described in this note. Personally, I find it hard to believe that that's a coincidence. Spare me a sec. Okay. Don't you, Mr. Shamspear? Well...
Excuse me? Can I say something?
Yes, Miss Green?
That card was delivered to me. It doesn't have anything to do with this odd man, does it?
Oh, well, you'd think so, yes, but it's hard to believe it's merely...
My lord, may I?
May you what, Miss Green?
I'd like to make something very clear about that card.
Very well, then. You may amend your testimony to include details about the peculiar note. You changed it around.
The note was delivered to me at my address. It's nothing to do with the odd man next to me here.
Okay. Press about that, because it's new details. Hold it! I think you said that you received it the day before the incident, didn't you?
Yes. Yeah, that's right.
There appears to be no indication of the sender's name or address on the envelope.
It was in my letterbox, and that's all I know, I'm afraid. I've no idea who sent it.
I have information regarding the death of Duncan Ross. Who is this Duncan Ross, please?
A friend of mine. He attended the same old school as I do. He passed away in a tragic accident a month ago now, though. I wasn't sure what to make of that note, to be honest. But in the end, I decided to go.
So you found out what the information was?
Of course I didn't! You're not thinking straight.
Whilst on her way there, she was stabbed in the back. As my learned friend hopefully remembers. Yeah, of course. Yeah, she never made it to the meeting. We can skip this because she's already said. You've already said. Yep, 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 yep. So bada 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 bum, bada 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 bum, bada bing bada boom. Delivered to me at my address. It's nothing to do with the odd man next to me here. Then, oh, oops. We did not mean to press that again, but okay. But as I skim through this again, I think what we've got to press and evidence against is the fact that there is a strewn piece of the envelope that we found in Shamspeare's room. And we've got to get to the mystery as to why that has ended up in his room, if it was only intended to be in the letterbox of Miss Green. Something like that, I think. Though I could be wrong, and since I do not know if I am right or wrong, here is where we confidence save. Here is where we do it. I believe that this is the way, right? I believe so. Nothing to do with, but we found this in this room, so it has maybe something to do with it. Whether by underhanded means, we found it here.
Objection!
Hey, objection! The day before the incident, exactly 1 week ago now, this note was delivered to your address. And upon carrying out the instructions in the note, you found yourself in the hospital.
Yes, I did. It's terrible everything that's happened to me.
Yes, it is terrible. If it's all true, that is.
Oh, what do you mean?
Miss Green, have a look at this, please. It's the torn off end of an envelope.
Oh, is it?
And it so happens that it fits together perfectly with the envelope of the note you received.
Where did you find that?
In Mr. Shamspeare's room. In my room? Mr. Shamspeare, do you perhaps remember this note from somewhere? Your actions that afternoon followed the instructions in the note to the letter. Come to the Slug and Salad on Briar Road at 5 p.m. on the 17th. And so that is exactly where you went. Let me ask you again, Mr. Shamspeare. You already knew about this note, didn't you? And you, Miss Green.
What did I do?
As this torn off end of the envelope proves, the note was originally in Mr. Shamspeare's room. So how is it that it came to be in your possession?
I don't have the first idea. I'm just a fledgling artist, after all.
There is only one explanation. You broke into Mr. Shamspeare's room and stole it. You do? Sorry, thou hast what? You broke, thou were in my room? What on earth do you want with me? It would seem that both witnesses need to testify again. Miss Green.
Yes?
Whilst you have the court's sympathy, I'm sure, for the suffering you have endured in recent events, anyone found to be given false testimony in a court of law will be duly punished. Please bear that in mind.
Yes. Yes or no?
Very well then, witnesses. You will give formal testimony again now on the subject of this curious anomaly regarding the note Miss Green claims to have received. And as such, they both think, the anomaly! And it is an anomaly for sure. I do remember now. 'Twas a week ago, peradventure, that note was delivered unto me. On the day writ therein, I did tarry a long hour at the Slug and Salad, yet nobody came. Thereafter, on the evening, I shared the company of the Japanese fellow. I did see the note had vanished.
I don't know what you mean. You think I snuck into this man's room, do you? Or what would I? I can point out the villain here, and as for that torn off piece of the envelope, I don't know anything about it.
Oh. You now claim to have received this letter, do you, Mr. Shamspeare? Faith, 'tis so, my lord. And I would swear to have set upon it the table in my humble lodgings. Yet, 'tis clear to me now that since I have returned from the tavern that night, I have not laid eyes upon it. Well, that being the case, young lady, it would appear that your testimony was...
A lie? Is that what you think? How unfair of you to think I'm the one lying!
Beg your pardon?
I'm just a fledgling artist, as I said, and fledgling artists don't lie. That note was delivered to me at my address. Besides... We all know who the liar around here is.
If that's true, Miss Green, how do you explain the facts? This part of the envelope was, without question, found in Mr. Shamspeare's room.
I don't see why I should explain.
Sorry?
I'm a fledgling artist. My job here is just to say what's happened, that's all. It's your job to give the explanations and the proofs. You, the fledgling liar.
Fledgling will do his best. Evidently, my learned friend's cross-examination is our only hope of learning the truth. God help us all. Well, counsel? I'm ready, my lord. Very well, then. The defense will now proceed with the cross-examination of the witnesses.
Miss Green clearly did break into Mr. Shamspeare's room. There can be no question of that. And that's how she acquired that note.
Yeah, two facts that are starting to lead me to a possible explanation for all this. And it's not a pretty one. And it is not a pretty one at all. Do you know what? Do you also what I've just noticed is on Olive Green's possession? Do you see her necklace? What's on her neck? That's a key of some description. Could she have had a copy of the key from somewhere as a result of being tied to good dear old Duncan when Duncan was in the room? Maybe Duncan had a duplicate key made, or maybe Olive Green then went to hold on to the key, and then... Is that... Wait, no, maybe not. Unless... The key to her heart, if only. Unless all the keys in the Garadeb, in the lodgings, all work with the same lock. I mean, that's probably another measure of how cheap the rent would be in there, and probably a measure of how cheaply the landlord maintained things. But interesting. I don't think anything sticks out to me immediately. So you know what we do? Hold it. And can you shed any light on the contents of the note at all? Nay, sire. 'Tis as strange to me as a foreign tongue. Even with a knowledge of literature as great as mine, verily, 'tis impenetrable. But Mr. Duncan Ross had lodgings in the same household as you. In fact, he was your neighbor, so surely you knew him, didn't you? Alack! If the choice is betwixt I knew him and I knew him not, then 'tis with foreboding that we forced to declare we were by some small measure acquainted. Despite your claims, though, you followed the note's instructions and went to the Slug and Salad. Presumably that was nothing to do with your knowledge of literature. Marry! Naught will have the better of me, sire, save for the lure of curiosity. So 'tis true, I was compelled by mine own eager heart to betake myself to the tavern. Yet in the end, my curiosity was not satiated. Alright, cool. That led absolutely nowhere. You tarried a long hour at the Slug and Salad, yet nobody came. Alright. Hold it! So, even after waiting for an hour, nobody appeared? Well, yes, sir. 'Tis as thou sayest. Really? You paused for a moment before you answered. In truth, when thou asked whether nobody appeared, I did suddenly recall. Really? Do you mean to tell the court that somebody did appear after all? I was not alone that night at the Slug and Salad, my lord, no! 'Tis returning to me now. I did treat my lips to almost clear water, and mine innards to a premium crust of bread. And all around me danced a great many companions. Does it feel exhausting to listen to Shakespeare at just you? I mean, I was very nonplussed when I was made to study a lot of my Shakespearean literature for my English literature classes. I was very nonplussed by it. But I mean, I did come out with, you know, kind of decent grades at it, so pfft, I guess. I did far better in, like, the media studies portion than my English studies, to be honest with you. I don't know, maybe literature was actually my middle part of the English program? Because I remember doing an exam in media studies, I did an exam in literature, and then I did an exam in, like, the actual language and grammar. So I can't remember if literature was my second or my least best grade out of all the 3 English things that I did. I actually can't remember. I know definitely that the media studies was my best, to be honest with you. But yeah. So what do you mean? Flies, sire! Flies! Good lord! In the name of Beelzebub, what were they? Fairies, perchance, from a midsummer night's dream, come to taunt me? I think they were just flies.
I can't help thinking that the flies ought to choose something more wholesome to buzz around. Is it wrong of me?
Maybe. Need to perform more mental gymnastics to translate. Yeah, old Shakespearean English loanwords are, at a very different kind of beast to, try and understand. So yeah, if it's even difficult for the native speakers to get to grips with, then I imagine for English as second language or third language peoples, then yeah, it's gonna be a stretch. Okay, I shared the company, after I shared the company with Soseki, the Japanese fellow, the note had vanished.
Hold it!
Elaborate, please, hold it! When exactly did you notice it had gone missing? Such idle thoughts ne'er occupy my mind. I am busy with greater ideas. In other words, you didn't notice. Several days had passed between your outing to the tavern and Mr. Natsume's visit to your room. Yes, it would appear that the note disappeared sometime in that interval. Such idle thoughts ne'er occupy my mind. I'm busy with greater ideas. And yet, during that time, Miss Green was comatose in hospital, was she not? Clearly, then, she could not have been stealing things from Mr. Shakespeare's room.
Yes. Yeah, of course. It's all some sort of misunderstanding, isn't it, Mr. Prosecutor, sir?
You have so far failed to give a satisfactory explanation as to how you came by the note.
Oh,
I am not here to advocate for your defense, madam. I won't tolerate inconsistencies in your story. You would do well to remember that.
oh, dearie me.
What is Lord Finseek's getting at? Getting absolutely nothing, so all of these presses have led to absolutely nowhere so far, I don't think.
Hold it!
What about number 4? Hold it! It seems that this note was actually delivered to Mr. Shakespeare about 1 week ago.
Oh, does it?
but for some reason it ended up in your possession. I can't think of any way that could have happened except for you breaking into Mr. Shamspeare's lodgings.
Objection!
Objection! But for what reason would the witness have done that? I won't deny that Miss Green's possession of the note would appear to defy logic. However, until and unless her involvement in this case can be proven in some other way, any further pursuit of this note is meaningless.
Miss Green could only have come to be in possession of the note by stealing it from Mr. Shamspeare's room. And yet, there's no obvious reason why she would have done such a thing.
What if there was some other reason she broke into his lodgings, though?
Yes. We should pursue that idea, Mr. Naruhodo.
We're close now. I can feel it. We're so close to a breakthrough. Oh, okay, interesting. Let's see if I know you crossed it when we pressed the last thing, but it's this one. You think I snuck into this man's room, do you? Why would I? Yeah, why would you, perhaps? Because, yeah, I think with the key around your neck, you might have the means to do so. But we'll see if pressing the last statement gives us anything. Hold it! So you don't want to tell the court the truth about the letter, is that it?
I'm a fledgling artist, remember? Artists are nearly always introverted characters.
Introverted? Fie! This fledgling doth readily cast aspersions about my nature. Yet I am an angel, a seraph. Birds do harmonize with my song. The wind doth frolic on my wing. Oh, pity, wherefore dost thou accuse one so pure of heart, ample woman?
Pure of heart? I don't think so. Even a fledgling like me can see you're just a failure.
Tragedy! Thou shalt not know the true heart of an artist until thine instruction hereafter by death. Oh, the days, oh, the years! Alas, to enlighten thee, thou must wait so long, and in vain.
Mr. Naruhodo, interject with some clever remark. This is your chance to shine.
I'm no Shakespearean actor, Miss Cesaro. No, as far as I can tell, the only thing that's going to resolve this argument
Is evidence. Yes. Oh, such a shame. I wanted to laugh at you. It's clear that Miss Green did in fact break into Mr. Shamspeare's room, isn't it? And that's where she found this letter.
Yes. Two more or less foregone conclusions that lead me to one terrifying conclusion.
Terrifying?
Yeah, I'm afraid to say that the outcome of this cross-examination may well change how we look at this case completely. Uh-huh. Why would you sneak into their room? Stop fat-shaming, Shamspeare. I already don't like you as is. Yeah, you don't really have a lot of redeeming qualities. Let us say that indeed. So yeah, why do you have a reason to go into this here? Well, I think it's seeing as we know that Duncan here was due to be married. They were, as they say, they were betrothed until something doth happen to Duncan. And you think Shamspeare has something to do with it, and then you try to confront him about it. I think this might be it. I'm gonna go for it.
Objection!
I was wrong, damn it. I was so wrong on that one, Your Honor. I was absolutely wrong. Yep. Might better try and recover the letter that she seems to think she should have had in her possession first. Wouldn't say you were completely wrong there, maybe just a step ahead. I've seen other players moving faster than the game in regard to... Yeah, I feel like that might tend to happen in a couple of cases as well. So yeah, there's still trace amounts of the poison in this bottle, and she was going to... Oh goodness, no wait, yo, no, that's a ulterior motive shit. Yeah. This was all a revenge story, because, back to how, Shamspear liked to mess with the gas pipes by blowing in to, do whatever with the thing, and every time he went to blow on the pipes, that one time he tried to blow in the pipes to do whatever unscrupulous thing he was going to do, it was already laced with the poison that Miss Green broke into the room to go and apply, as if to get her revenge. Oh doy, that's it.
Objection!
Oh doy, that is it. Yo, let's go. Yesterday at the hospital, we saw you with this bottle. And though the contents spilt during the course of our meeting, a small quantity remained. According to the defense's independent analysis, sorry, I had to get my thinking voice back working on my setup. Oops. Which was just Mr. Sholmes' chemistry set. The liquid that was still in the bottle was identified as strychnine. What? Strychnine? The very same poison that afflicted Mr. Shamspear! Oh! Miss Green, you broke into this man's lodgings for one reason and one reason alone. To cover the end of the pipe that feeds the gas lamp in Mr. Shamspear's room with poison. Can this be? You broke into my room to... It may seem incredible to the courts, but from the remaining clues, there is only one logical conclusion that we can reach. The person who attempted to take Mr. Shamspear's life with poison was you, Miss Olive Green!
Oh dear, oh Jamie!
Order! Counsel, are you seriously suggesting this woman put poison on the end of the gas pipe with intent to kill?
Yes, my lord. There's no other way to explain the facts.
But if Miss Green did indeed set this odious trap 6 days ago, and the victim had put his mouth onto the pipe that very evening as expected, the attempted murder would have happened 6 days ago, surely.
Shoot, that's a very good point. Perhaps not, my lord.
I beg your pardon?
There was a significant police presence in the area that evening, on account of the incident on Briar Road. Local residents were being interviewed throughout the night as part of the ongoing inquiry. That they were. A circumspect criminal would likely have chosen not to carry out any wrongdoing at that time. About to, so I said that I like Green, so with my luck, she will be the culprit.
And now here we are. I'm so sorry about this.
Lord Penzeeks!
And of course, the following morning there was more activity at Mr. Shamspear's address.
More activity? Oh, yeah! You mean his fellow lodger, Mr. Natsume, being arrested on suspicion of murder?
That's right. And as the defense has already proposed, Mr. Shamspeare was meddling with the gas in the pipe for a very sinister reason himself. To cause the gas stove in Mr. Natsume's room to go out, thereby asphyxiating the occupant.
But once Mr. Natsume had been arrested, his room was under constant surveillance by the police. In the circumstances, Mr. Shamspeare had no reason to blow air into the gas pipe. His intended victim being in a prison cell. With the need to tamper with the gas removed, the poison on the pipe lay dormant.
And then, 3 days ago now, the situation changed again.
Right! Mr. Natsume's trial, which took place here at the Old Bailey, came to an end. The trial in which the man stood accused of stabbing Miss Green in the back, but was duly acquitted. That resulted in Mr. Natsume returning to its lodgings for the first time in 2 days. And that very night, his gas stove mysteriously went out, and Mr. Shamspeare was mysteriously poisoned. In conclusion, the poison that was present on the mouth of the gas pipe had been put there in the victim's room some 4 days earlier. With that new understanding, it becomes clear that this letter was all part of the plan.
What plan?
The court will recall that the note gave instructions to visit the Slug and Salad at 5 o'clock, and that the recipient should tell nobody else. The reason for those instructions are now clear. To ensure that the lodger would not be at home at the stated time. To make sure I wasn't home? Exactly. While you were out, Miss Green could safely slip into your room, knowing that she wouldn't be disturbed. You mean to say that letter was written by Miss Green? Yes. And in order to cover her tracks, she took it away with her when she left. Damn. Just after she smeared poison over the mouth of the gas pipe in your room.
Order, order! What do you have to say for yourself, witness?
Just who are you? Why did you try to kill me? Miss Green's motive should be obvious. It's all tied up with someone whose name we've heard several times already during the course of this trial. So, that's what's behind all of this.
You will share your apparent understanding with the court, please, counsel. Which person is behind this woman's motive for the attack on the victim's life? One who she was due to marry before things went bad.
Take that!
Take that! Duncan Ross? That's right. Before the defendant, Mr. Natsume, took up residence in the lodgings at Mr. Garrideb's, somebody else was renting the room. Mr. Duncan Ross. I knew I'd heard that name somewhere else. It was all over the papers a month ago, when the man died in strange circumstances at the haunted lodgings.
That does ring a bell. Ah, of course, yes. I remember now. The young man they claimed was strangled by the convict's curse or some such.
Sadly, my lord, it wasn't a curse of any kind, nor was it an accident. The man died as a result of Mr. Shamspeare blowing into the gas pipe and causing gas to leak into the room. It was murder, plain and simple. Ah!
Well, what do you know? The world is so unfair. Curses, curious deaths. That's all people care about. If it's an interesting story, they want to know. It doesn't cross their minds that real people are involved, And once they're bored just 1 month later, once the story's lost its appeal, everyone's forgotten him.
You mean you... Duncan was... Mr. Russ was Miss Green's fiancé. Fiancé? You may not have known until now who Miss Green really is, Mr. Shamspear. But she's known exactly who you are all along. Because you're her sworn enemy. The murderer who took the life of the man she was to marry. Marry! Miss Green, is it not the case that in order to exact revenge on Mr. Shamspear, you smeared poison over the end of the gas pipe? This is all quite extraordinary. Am I correct in my understanding that you now accuse both parties, counsel? Each on different counts of murder? Yes, my lord, that's correct.
Objection!
Objection! Inhaling so deeply, it appears my fledgling learned friend has taken in a lungful of dubious gas that's causing his judgment to be clouded. What? Why would Mr. Shamspear have wanted to kill these lodgers, as you say? You have completely failed to provide a motive to substantiate your accusation against the man. Yes, that's right, Mr. Reaper, my liege. I have been slighted. 'Tis lies, all lies. I deny every utterance.
And you'll have to forgive me, Mr. Naruhodo-san. But I don't intend to admit to anything either.
Miss Green.
I'm sure you'll think I'm being very rude, but I'm not going to be sent to the gallows for the lots of this scoundrel.
Objection!
Objection! But you broke into the man's room. If you didn't do it to smear poison on the pipe, what was your reason?
I thought I'd have a look around, that's all.
Sorry?
You're right. I suspected him. So I thought perhaps I might find some evidence of something in his room. Evidence that it was him who took Duncan's life.
Oh, vileness of villainy, oh, tyranny, oh, rotundity of woman! But in any case, whene'er I leave my room, I do turn the key in the lock.
That old place is falling apart. The locks on the doors are no different. Duncan showed me once how to unlock the door with some taps and a piece of wire.
Oh, awfulness of tyranny, oh, profanity of woman! We will consider your trespassing on some future occasion. But for now, tell the court what you found. What evidence your search revealed.
Well, I spotted a note that I sent him lying on the floor. When I went to pick it up, I noticed something. One of the floorboards was loose, and underneath it, I discovered a secret hiding place.
Yeah, we also discovered that hiding place.
Inside, we found a newspaper cutting, a photograph, and an empty tin box. Oh, yeah. Well, the thing is, when I found it, the box wasn't empty.
What? There was something in it?
Yeah. This rather nice key.
What are you doing with that? What the?
Every ounce of color has drained from his face.
Give it here! Give it to me now! It's mine! I inherited it! What was that, witness? What did you say? You inherited it? What's all this about? he inherited that key?
It was obviously important to you, since you gone to such lengths to hide it, so I took it. I don't know what it's for, but you took something precious from me, so I took something precious from you. So what if it means you can't open something now? I don't care.
Give it back this minute! Give it to me!
Calm yourself with this.
So Mr. Shamspear has tried, and in one case succeeded, to take the life of 2 lodgers now. Yeah. His motive for doing so is the key to everything that's happened. Nah, see what I did that? Nah, key. Nah. It's true that there appears to be no motive to support the accusation against Mr. Shamspear, at first. But considering everything we now know, I think there is actually something that could explain it. What? Ow! I need to recall every piece of evidence at our disposal. Everything we've seen and heard. Because I'm sure that I just caught a glimpse of the link that runs through all of these events.
In that case, counsel, I must demand that you present evidence to the court in support of your claim. What is it that you say can explain the motivation for Mr. Shamspear's alleged crimes?
I believe the story comes all the way back to this. That key is potentially for this loot that the Selden case file talks about. And that could be the... And since the fact that Shamspear also had the newspaper cutting of Selden's cause of death, that could be what ties him to Selden. It's gotta be this, surely, then. But we will confidence save just to make sure. So there we go, all done. But as I say, I do believe this! Take that!
That's an official police report, is it not?
The Selden file? How did you get hold of that? Selden? The now sadly deceased Mr. Ross and the defendant Mr. Natsume have only one thing linking them. The fact that they had lodgings in the same room.
Well, yes, we know this, certainly.
A room that was formerly occupied by Selden. Until, that is, he was arrested by Scotland Yard for his involvement in multiple burglaries.
I see.
And it so happens that the convict Selden left behind one very substantial mystery when he died. The some £1,000 worth of loot that he stole, which as yet remains to be found.
Ah, yes, of course. It's coming back to me now. It's written in this file here.
£1,000 lost en route to hell. That was how the papers summed it up. And it seems that one particular fellow inmate was with the convict in his final moments. It's not hard to imagine Selden entrusting that inmate with his most closely guarded secret. The location of the stolen loot. And perhaps a key to unlock whatever container the valuables were in.
Oh, you mean this key is...
Mr. Shamspear, it was you, wasn't it? You were at the Capital Defender's side when he died, were you not? What are you talking about? It is a false charge, I tell you! A false charge! The name of the inmate who was with Selden at his death isn't noted in this file. But a single telegram to the prison where he died would quickly tell us how false the charge really is.
But even if it's true, why would the man be so intent on killing every subsequent occupant of the convict's lodgings?
There's only one explanation for that, my lord. It was in that very room that Selden hid his loot. So, it all comes out. Yes, and having established that, all of Mr. Shamspear's subsequent actions start to make perfect sense. When he was let out of prison following Selden's death, he made immediately for Mr. Garadeb's lodgings in the hope of renting Selden's old room.
However, the retired army man was unable to offer him the accommodation of his choice, because Selden's old room had already been let to somebody else, Mr. Duncan Ross.
Ah!
Which is why Mr. Shamspeare subsequently devised his gas-based plot to kill the occupant of the room. And when he was successful, he presumably intended to inquire about switching to the newly vacant room. However, a certain jittery someone had beaten him to it.
Mr. Soseki Natsume? The defendant of this case, no less.
So you decided to use the ploy with the gas again, didn't you, Mr. Shamspeare? This time to oust Mr. Natsume. All for one simple and avaricious reason. To get your hands on the 1,000 pounds of loot left behind by the dead convict. You... I'm gonna snuff it before the dad stretches me neck. Listen, I want you to have me loot. Anything to stop the coppers getting their mitts on it. It's hidden in the room where I was lodging when they got me. Here. This is the key to it. Take it. Always stay one step ahead, mate. See you in hell, I guess. Shamspeare. That kind of hurt my throat. Oops. I'll have to catch up with that, like, seriously, quickly. Mine. Huh? What did he just say? It's mine. That loot is mine. Mr. Shamspeare! It's all lies! I don't accept any of it! Why should I? After all, you don't have a shred of evidence! You can't prove I killed that fellow! Forsooth, I'm the victim here, remember! Isn't that right, ladies and gentlemen? Ooh. Ooh! If I don't admit to it, there's nothing you can do! You can't arrest me for the time being, anyway! Verily, you can't arrest a victim, can you? Isn't that right, ladies and gentlemen? Oh! Eh? I'm so close, I just need a few more hours. I swore to myself that I'd get my hands on it, and I can almost taste it now. Do you really think I'd just give up? There's no question in my mind now. This man is guilty through and through.
But he seems so utterly intoxicated by the idea of that loot. I'm afraid that however hard you press him, he'll never admit to what he's done, Miss Naruto.
There is a way.
Pardon?
There's one way I can finish him.
No!
He's already committed the most heinous crimes to get his hands on that loot. Which means all we need to do is find it first. A fine plan. Were it not for the fact that the police thoroughly searched the room following the death of Mr. Ross. If it's there at all, it must be very well hidden indeed.
Without conclusive evidence, I certainly cannot rule. If only there was some way we could find the convict's loot quickly.
This is the final piece in this complex puzzle. But I think we might have it in our possession already. Or rather, I think we may well have something that can help us find where that loot is hidden. My lord!
Yes, counsel?
The defense would like to make a proposal about how to find the late convict's hidden loot. I believe we are already in possession of something that could give us a clue as to its whereabouts. It's our last chance, so it has to be worth a gamble. Besides, we've used the same technique once already, and it definitely paid off then.
Very well then, Council. Let the court hear your idea. What do you propose we can use in order to locate the hiding place of the deceased convict's hall? Ooh. Oh, but it's so scared. But if it's in the room above... Oh, okay, right. And let's just think about this for a hot second. What is the thing that ties this all together? Nah, they're the hands he uses to stabilize himself so he can blow into the pipe, which allows him to out the gas. I don't think that would be that. In the gas meter itself? Huh. Or is it? Oh, no. Okay. Maybe it's... We could just use the technique that got us this again. We could bring in Sholmes's skin printing technique to maybe get a look for... Do it on the do it on somebody else's DNA sample so that we can get it on with that. Yeah. Something to do with this technique, surely. Let's go for it.
Take that!
Take that!
If I'm not mistaken, those are Mr. Shamspeare's handprints on the walls of his lodgings.
That's right, my lord. Exposed as a result of the defense's independent investigation of the scene.
Based on the wonderful new discovery in the field of forensic science by the great detective, Mr. Sholmes.
A great detective? Is this some kind of joke? Do you really think I'm going to be daunted by a man with such a ridiculous title? He's hopping in. I should think that the great bard ought to recognize such a title when he hears one, Mr. Shamspeare. Perhaps we should compete for the honor of most ridiculous title. Oh, fight! Oh, damn, here we go. We're gonna continue this after a break, unfortunately. I've just noticed what the time is like, but yeah. I didn't think it'd take me this long to get around to this point here. Maybe we may not see the end of Case 2 by the end of this episode, but we'll have to wait and see. We'll get to it eventually, I am sure. Maybe tonight or at some point later. But for now, it's time to take a break. If you're in Twitch Streamland, that'll mean we take a quick ad break so you can get up and stretch your legs and do whatever taking care of yourself business you need to do. But if you're in YouTube land, there will be no break. We'll have cut it out of the highlights. You'll be right back to us straight afterwards. But if you do want to pause and have a bit of a break yourself before you come back to us, then that is not a bad idea to do if you'd like to do so. But in any case, we'll be back in a few minutes. I shall see you soon. And we return from our break.
For you in YouTube land, there was no break unless you took a pause to go and take care of your needs if you needed to.
Yeah,
Nice to see you back here, and thank you so much for enjoying so far. I hope that you are. Do let me know by leaving likes and comments, and maybe potentially subscribing and hitting the bell too for push notifications of future uploads in the future. That would help me out a bunch. Right. We're gonna need to just very quickly go back in the history here because my my window clicking isn't a thing again where it's moved forward a line when I swear I'm not trying to do so. Just to prove that the fact that there was no big skip that we missed out on. So yeah, the last line was from Mr. Sholmes, and that's the last thing that we read before we took a break. So yeah, that's proof that we skipped absolutely nothing. So we're good to go for now.
Yay!
Ah! It is Herlock Sholmes himself! What are you doing here, great detective? Your usual haunts are the filthy backstreets of the capital, are they not? Ah, Mr. Reaper! It's been too long. And I see your complexion has worsened since last we met. Mr. Sholmes!
He does know Lord Fensix then. Well enough to say something like that in any case. Oh, come on, Yonosuke, he's just ribbing. It's
Fine!
What's a ribbing between two mates, huh? Mr. Sholmes, though you may be heralded as a great detective by the population at large, that does not give you the right to come and go in my courtroom as you see fit.
If I may, my lord. Mr. Sholmes' newly developed scientific method has helped us to uncover vital clues in this case already.
Clues, you say?
I call them skin prints, my lord. My method identifies every location touched by an individual under scrutiny. It's a method by which we were able to ascertain this gentleman's gas pipe activities. Oh! You need only a small sample of something the individual has previously touched to make an indicator solution. In your case, sir, I used a teacup you had been holding. Elementary.
Oh my god, they were court mates! Bum bum bum.
So now, Mr. Naruhodo. Ah, yeah? What am I to use as a sample to make the indicator solution this time? Thank you for offering to help, Mr. Sholmes.
When the convict was arrested, he was living in what is now Soseki-san's room. We did a sample to help locate Selden's loot that was hidden in his room. What form would the sample take? This is gonna sound a bit weird, but we can take a look at our people here. It would be the fact that Olive Green's got the key on her, because I believe it's the key that Selden gave to Shamspear when he passed away in the cell. So, present the person instead. It's gonna sound strange, but I think this is gonna work. We'll need something of Selden's in order to create the indicated solution to find his loot. And something the convict owned happens to be in the possession of somebody listed in the court record.
Upon my word, Mr. Naruhodo, your powers of reasoning appear to be on the up. So, which particular person do you have in mind? From whom can we obtain the possession of the late convict Selden to create the indicated solution? I like what Palfi says here. It'll be the person who has the key evidence. Oh, how about that? Nostro Dude, hello. Come on in there. I will say refrain from saying anything like that unless I'm absolutely stuck on that one, because I wouldn't have known there's a hidden achievement here. And if it's alright with you, I might get the achievements runs on separate playthroughs than this. This is just purely just get through the story and see everything story related, just so you know. So yeah, only if I absolutely am stuck and ask for help from chat can you then say, oh, do this and do like that. So yeah, if it's alright with you, let's have no more backseating from this point. Unless I absolutely make it clear I want to ask the chat, if that's alright. But nonetheless, welcome in. I hope you're having a great time.
happening today. But yeah, I will fetch that achievement on a separate playthrough in my own time. Don't worry about it. But yeah, it'd be Olive Green who has the key. That was Selden's key originally. So yes, you have the key evidence.
Take that!
We must present to you. Take that! Miss Green!
Me? What do you want with me?
The key around your neck, if you please.
Sorry?
That key belonged to Selden. There will be remnants of secretions from the man's skin on its surface that we can use. Very true. That is the sample we need. Using it, we can create the indicated solution required for Mr. Sholmes' skin print seeker. And find out exactly what Selden touched in the room that he used to rent. Ah! Mr. Shamspere, as one great to another, I assure you, if the late convict's hall is hidden somewhere in his former lodgings, I shall uncover it in no more than 30 minutes. So, Mr. Shamspere, the truth is well within our grasp now, and as such, you will never get your hands on Selden's stolen wealth.
In that case, I'll gladly let Mr. Sholmes have this key.
No! Give the key to me! The detective shan't have it! It's over, Mr. Shamspere. No, 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 no! You're out of options now. There's only one thing left for you to do. Admit your guilt. In a very Shakespearean way. Whoa. Oh, Shams will spare despair. Oh, be thy name. Fatality. Also, that was a heck of a lead the man just did there. Did you see that? The air he got? Yo. I never intended to kill the man. I just wanted to drive him out of the room, that's all. So you'd have time to find the convict's haul of stolen goods? Yet after you'd killed the young man, you still didn't move into the room. I asked the landlord, of course. I pleaded with him. But he refused. Why? Because you've already got a room. Why would he want to say... Oh, I was 3 months behind with the rent, for one thing. Mr. Garrett really has a lot to put up with. Bruno, did thou say, there's one way I can finish him, right? And he had the gas repair work done immediately afterwards, putting the room out of action for a while. And then, this Japanese man swooped in at just the right moment to sign the new lease.
Poor Mr. Natsume. What unfortunate timing.
You might be good at jumping, but unfortunately basketball won't be invented until 1891. He won't be no Air Buds. Yeah, unfortunately. Then, 5 days ago, after the incident on Briar Road when the Japanese fellow got himself arrested, I thought I'd finally have my chance, but it wasn't to be. No, the scene was sealed off and guarded by the police night and day.
And, if I remember correctly, Mr. Sholmes spent the whole day in there reading books.
I couldn't even enter the room, let alone search for the loot. Which is why, on the day Mr. Natsume was acquitted and returned to his room, you once again tried your trick of blowing air into the gas pipe that feeds the stove into his room. Unbeknownst to you, however, that action would lead you into a deadly trap.
William Shamspere? How does it go? To be or not to be? That is a question.
From Shakespeare's Hamlet, Act
Act 3, Scene 1.
Well, let me tell you, in your case, it's not to be. That is the answer. You deserve to die for what you've done.
Olive Green with no chill. She has reason, I know, but she has no chill. Goodness me.
At first, I really did think it was just a terrible accident. I'll never forget our conversation the night before Duncan died.
The gas supply in my new lodgings are a complete disaster, you know, Olive.
The gas supply?
Yeah, the stoves always seem to go out in the middle of the night for some reason. And that's no joke. They say it's the convict's curse.
Oh, Duncan, please, don't stay there. I don't care how cheap it is.
Alright then. If it's that important to you, I'll start looking for a new place. There are spare rooms at...
There are spare rooms in my house. Why don't you leave that horrible room tonight?
Oh no, I better not. We said we'd wait until we'd graduated before we told our parents, remember?
That was the last time we ever spoke. That very night he fell victim to the gas. If only I'd known it was going to happen. I'd have insisted he left that horrible room that instant. But instead all I've been left with is bitter regret. I stopped going to school, but something kept drawing me back to the house on Briar Road. I saw a stooped-looking man with a moustache coming out of the house one day when I was there. He walked up the road to Grub's Grubbery for some food. So I followed him and sat myself down next to him. He had some watery-looking soup and started to pick a quarrel with the publican.
That place, this curse, I tell you, cursed! The ghost of that convict who used to live there is trying to suffocate me! I wake up in the middle of the night, freezing to death because the stove has gone out. The room is full of gas and I can hardly breathe. But the pipes have been checked. No problem there. It's like I'm the problem. That's what they're thinking.
But how could that be? Duncan was gone, and now this man had almost suffered the same fate. Could it really be a curse? Then I remembered. A rumour I'd heard about the gas companies go around investigating the gas installations.
A rumour? Ah, you mean...
Yeah, everybody's heard the stories, it seems, about how they go checking the pipes.
How anything connected to the gas can be extinguished by blowing air into the pipework.
That's when it started. A little flicker doubt in the back of my mind. I just wouldn't go away. Was it really an accident, though? Once I'd had the idea, it wouldn't leave me alone. It plagued me day and night. So I bought this at one of the black markets in the East End.
A black market?
I'd never been. I just heard people talk about them. And you really can buy anything you can think of there. In some ways, being able to get my hands on this so easily made me even more determined. I had to find out one way or another. Was Duncan's death an accident? Or was it murder?
And your chosen method for establishing the truth was simple, but highly effective. Smear poison on the gas pipe you suspected the man of tampering with, and wait. If if Mr. Shamspear was innocent, nothing would come of what you've done. But if he was guilty, he would pay for his crimes dearly.
I found out the name of the man I suspected. William Shamspear. And then I wrote him this little note. I have information regarding the death of Duncan Ross. Come to the Slug and Salad on Briar Road at 5 PM on 17th. Don't tell anyone else about this letter and the meeting. It is a matter of utmost importance. If he'd done it, I knew that would worry him enough so he'd be sure to go. So I waited to see if it worked.
And of course, Mr. Shamspear followed the instructions to the letter.
I worked out where the gas pipe was straight away. So I sprayed a good amount of the poison I bought all around the mouth of the pipe. All the time, praying that the devil's work wouldn't be done, and that it was all just some wild fantasy. Actually, no. All the time praying that the devil's work would be done, and that the culprit would get his just desserts.
Sheesh. No chill. Ooh, 3 days ago, when you first stood in the dock before me, this whole affair seemed relatively straightforward.
Yes, my lord.
I certainly never imagined the depths of depravity that we should subsequently find lurking behind the scenes.
It has been a long road, my Nipponese friend. Oh, yeah.
Can't blame her. I mean, I guess vindication for her, but she's gonna be, obviously not getting scot-free away from that, is she? Yeah.
And one I certainly didn't envisage walking with you.
Nevertheless, together we have reached the light at the end of the tunnel, as it were. Miss Green,
Yes, my lord?
you will henceforth be stripped of your freedom as punishment for the attempted murder of Mr. William Shamspear.
Yes, I know.
And you, Mr. Shamspear, you will be tried for the murder of Mr. Duncan Ross in cold blood, and the subsequent attempted murder of Mr. Soseki Natsume here present.
Mr. Naruhodo?
Yeah?
Yesterday, at the hospital, when you and your friends stopped me from,
From ending your life by drinking what was left in the poison bottle.
I wasn't myself. I can't even really remember what was going through my mind. To be or not to be, I suppose. That's a question that's so hard to answer, it seems.
Well, personally, I'm glad of your being here, Miss Green.
Oh!
And I'd like to believe that it's a blessing Mr. Shamspear didn't die when he ingested the poison. For your sake, at the very least.
Because of you, I chose life, not death. And now you've made the truth come out at last. Really? I can't thank you enough. Oh, Miss Green.
Mr. Soseki Natsume,
Yes, my lord! The court declares that you are exonerated from all blame in this matter. Accordingly, I would call upon the ladies and gentlemen of the jury to present a verdict of not guilty. We are in full agreement, my lord. In that case, I hereby declare the defendant not guilty! Now, I better hope they didn't bring the fireworks again into the— Oh, goodness, you brought them in again! Seriously? We are going to have a safety hazard at this point. Not from the braziers behind me, but the bloody fireworks. Court is adjourned. I'm going to go home and have a nap now.
Huzzah!
Through a bit of stumbling, I will admit, we got there. And what a tail it turned there. Yeah, obviously cannot blame Green for doing what she ended up doing. And yeah, cruel and very unwieldy circumstances and blind luck, as it turns out in some cases, that nobody ended up being like grievously harmed by this. Because yeah, if one of those people were to have gone away, yeah, would have not found out. But that was certainly an interesting dive. But does it answer the tale of the clouded Kokoro? I was so looking forward to this case to try and find out that answer. I'm desperate now. Maybe we'll find out soon. Who knows? Anyway, 23rd of February at 3:24 p.m. in the Old Bailey's Defendant's Antechamber.
Oh, yes, yes, at last, divine justice duly done. The divine justice? My dear fellow, if there were any divine justice in this world, you would shave that moustache. And nobody died. My fiancé is dead. A prisoner died in custody. Well, and nobody important died. Oh my god, Palthea, wow. Great stuff, great stuff.
Oh, Vital, welcome! Thank you for that!
Thank you for that. I know it's there, people can do it, and I will appreciate it gladly, because technically, yes, I gained affiliate status around about this time of year, but I really do not do much for this kind of thing anyway, so it just exists, but I appreciate it nonetheless. Thank you! Hope you're having a good day.
No! This has nothing to do with my moustache!
Some say that a luxuriant mustache is a sign of physical prowess, Mr. Sholmes.
Look, I'm still the best Naruto Esquire! Once again, oh, once again, you've saved me from doom!
I'm very happy to have been able to help, Miss Natsume. Congratulations on your acquittal. Again. You're second in almost as many days.
I was first acquainted with and gained affection for English literature whilst in our great homeland empire. And then, by a twist of fate, I was brought to the land that bore the fruit of that literature. Only, the city of bricks and mortar became my prison. Try as I might, I never found my feet here. In the end, I confined myself to my room and lived life through friendly old books. Like a glub-glo-gab-galab.
You've had such a difficult time, haven't you?
Ah, but a week ago now, I dragged you out of that dark and dingy room of yours, did I not? You did, you did. And I've seen more of life in this week than in all my years to date. And for the first time, I feel I've begun to see the true face of the English that's so far been hiding from me behind the wall of fog. My dear fellow, there is nothing special about the true face of the English, as you put it. Wheresoever one goes in the world, humans are human. There are a few genuine differences. Yes, I think you're right. I finally started to see that, and I've come to understand something. I've learned a very important lesson today. I've worked out why I was attracted to English literature in the first place. It made me see that whatever our nationality, we humans all have the same hopes and fears. We're all just doing our best to live.
Well said. I've come to feel the same way.
I've made a decision too. I'm going to cut short my study tour here and return to Japan. What?
Oh, just when we become friends here in England. What a terrible shame.
Oh, I know. That does tug at my heartstrings, it really does. But I've decided I'd like to take everything I've learned here in Britain and write something of my own. A novel of sorts, I suppose.
Oh my! So you'll be creating your own literature, Miss Natsume? How wonderful!
Oh, well, no, I mean, I wouldn't presume to call it literature.
But would you call it Wagahai ga Neko de Aru? Would you perhaps call it that?
Why not? When that is precisely the definition, Mr. Mustache. Oh, I suppose you're right, yes. It will, in a way, be literature. But as of now, all I know is that I'd like to try my hand at writing. I have no delusions of grandeur.
I, for one, would love to read your work.
Well, all things considered, it may be for the best. After all, you have once again emerged victorious from a battle with the Reaper. Oh! Ah! I sounded like Natsume for a second. What am I doing? That's very true.
And there is no salvation for a person in the dock when the Reaper is the prosecutor.
The desire to return post-haste and perceive safety of your homeland is one I quite understand.
My goodness, yes! Faced with such a terrifying prospect. Nobody would consider that cowardly, I'm quite sure.
But that's not why I'm leaving! I mean it! Objection! I only want to live! That's all! It's nothing to do with anything about me potentially, cocking it over here! And that was the case that we found ourselves embroiled in 6 months ago now. Soseki-san did indeed return to Japan and submitted a report about both cases to the government. It was on reading that report that Professor Mikotoba was prompted to visit the scholar. And barely any time later, Susato-san was given the news that she must return to Japan as well, on the back of a telegram stating falsely that her father had fallen gravely ill. The only possible explanation that comes to mind is what happened after the trial on the following day. The day that we uncovered the loot hidden by the now deceased convict in his former lodgings. We get to see what's in the box! The 24th of February at 10:13 a.m. in Mr. Natsume's room.
Oh, well done, Mrs. Sholmes. How simply marvelous of you. To uncover the secret hiding place in just one day.
Yeah, wasn't it supposed to take 30 minutes? As I believe I told you, my dear fellows, skin prints are extremely useful in such situations. Wouldn't you agree, Gregson?
Brexit been happily munching in agreement this whole time, you know, Ellie. Happily? I think perhaps humorlessly might be closer to the truth.
So, it transpires the man fashioned a hiding place in the ceiling. And what's in it? What exactly is the loot? Let us look then, if you're ready. Let's examine the late burglar's hall. But will we like what we find? What is that? Oh!
It looks to be some sort of neckband or collar.
And a very nicely a nicely appointed one at that. A collar? It's huge though.
Oh, and look at all the gemstones, isn't it? I can see why it was claimed to be worth £1,000. Perhaps I could have it as a belt.
I don't know how far we should tread down this road, Palthea. I don't know how far. Let's keep it. Oh! Yes, as I was noticing it as well. I've just noticed the dark stains of red as well. That is bloat. That is what we call bloat.
Oh, have you noticed on the inside there? There are some dark stains.
Oh. You don't think there could be blood, do you? I mean, there's quite a lot of it.
On second thought, perhaps I won't have it as the belt. And then of course there's this emblem here. A large letter B and a small crown.
What does it signify, do you think?
Oh, I had noticed that.
Why does people always assume that anything related to fairies must stand? We are a lovely community. Yes, I know you are. I know you're all lovely, but it's even idle belief that any activities that furries would get up to would result in an act of perceived violence, as we see from the fact that there are bloodstains on this thing. So, yeah. Yeah, definitely. There are loads and loads and loads and loads of lovely furry people in the community. Absolutely. I don't doubt that for a second. I did not doubt that for a second. Don't worry. It's not a jib. It's not a jab at anybody. It's fine. Furries, you're lovely. It's fine.
I feel as though I've seen that emblem before somewhere. You know? Where could it have been?
That's enough of that, I think. Is it this hound at the Baskervilles? Yo, are we getting the deep drops here? Is this what's happening? What? Oh, what's the matter with Mr. Sholmes? Oh, the color is straying from his face. Well, Inspector, I believe you ought to be taking this, oughtn't you? It could be valuable evidence, after all. It must be kept safely under lock and key. Yes. Get your grubby hands off that, you lot, and hand it over. Now! I've never seen a collar that large before. And all those jewels certainly look to be extremely valuable. But that's not what stood out the most. Let me read that in my thoughts again. But that's not what stood out the most to me. At least, not once I'd noticed it. Those dark marks on the inside of the collar. Those stains. Could they really have been blood?
Well, that was a funny case, wasn't it? But it's all buttoned up now.
And you look very pleased, Iris.
I am, because I was starting to wonder what I could use as a basis for this month's story in the magazine. But this case would be perfect. It's been so fascinating.
Oh, you're talking about the latest installment of The Adventures of Sherlock Sholmes, I presume.
The mystery of the knife in the mist, and the mustached man in the convict's cards, perhaps. I can make it a two-part story. Oh, I can't wait.
A word, please, Iris.
Yes? What is it, Hurley?
I'm sorry, but you can't write about this case. It's out of the question.
What? Why not? It's a great case.
Then I shall have to insist that you limit yourself to the first of your two titles. The second must never be written. Is that clear?
Yes.
So, we're not allowed...
And so it was that the second of Souseki-san's cases became buried in obscurity. Now, looking back, I feel I understand. I can see why Mr. Sholmes forbade Iris from publishing the story. It would take a little longer before I saw the link between everything that had happened and would happen. For it wasn't until 2 months after the arrival of Susato-san's letter that events began to unfurl again, with an incident that took place at the very heart of the eagerly awaited Great Exhibition of London.
That's how you end it? Oh, goodness, alright. We kind of don't get a immediate answer. But yeah, okay, so now we know the title of the story that specifically Sholmes didn't want us to write about. The Mustache Man and the Convict's Curse. Something like that, right? You could write about the first one, but only the second. Oh, wait, what? Wait, which one was it? Can't check. I can't check the record now because we've gone past it. We've gone past it. We finished the case. That's it. I can't look back. I have to look back in the highlight and just double check. But yeah, one of those titles, Sholmes was like, I cannot allow you to write the story about this. And then later on, Susato finds out about the title of the story. Later down the line, and you can write the first but leave out the second. So the second one was definitely the bit about the Convict's Curse. Right. And somehow Susato gets an idea of that, and thus that causes a little bit of friction. Every time that thing gets mentioned, yeah, he gets a bit antsy, does Herlock. Ah, interessant. Anyways, bye now.
Okay then, Parthia.
Go and take care of your dogs. I hope you take care of your dogs well, and I hope your dogs love you. Because we love you too, and you are deserving of the love. Bye! Alright, save our progress. Into the start of a new case, because that is the end of episode 2, finally! It took us a while to get around to that, because yeah, I stumbled quite a few times, honestly, but, you know, that's sometimes be that. The Return of the Great Departed Soul is the title of this one. Oh, goodness. Wait, the implications of that. Oh. Wait, the implications of that. No way, right? No way. But okay, let's at least introduce this case. Let's do the start of it at least, like the first 20 minutes or so, because we still have time. But yeah, the theory that just came into my head, my goodness, if that's going to be how it turns out. The return!
The grand end of the century Great Exhibition of London. Surely there is not a soul who has failed to hear of it. Wondrous new works of culture and industry from every corner of the globe had converged on Hyde Park, welcoming over 50 million visitors. The last great hurrah of this century. Astonished and delighted people of all nations, and ended on a note of resounding success. But as regards to the terrible catastrophe that occurred during the festivities, very few are aware my friend Mr. Herlock Sholmes had a hand in unraveling the matter. For from the shadows, it was he who earnestly unearthed the facts of the case. And like the centerpiece of the Great Exhibition, which rose high into the skies of Hyde Park, Sholmes's brilliant deductions, as clear and lofty as the Crystal Tower itself, brought the truth to light.
Oh, well!
We're here at the showground of the Great Exhibition, which is absolutely packed with people.
I got a feeling that the guy who just did that voice was stretching for the old-timey Victorian English accent there, Victorian British. We're here at the showground for the Great Exhibition, which is absolutely packed with people.
The weather is unusually fine, and we're about to witness a most extraordinary scientific experiment.
An experiment, you say?
Ladies and gentlemen, the 20th century will see steam engines and electrical power dominate the world.
I mean, he's not wrong on that.
Horse-drawn carts will give way to the motor car. Ships will sprout wings and take to the skies.
You might be a bit wrong about that. But...
And today, we showcase even more advanced technology. A glimpse into the future. A world first. A demonstration of my super high voltage instantaneous kinesis machine.
Kinesis. What is this? The power of the sun in the palm of your hand? Oh no!
A man will literally be disassembled by a pulse of high voltage electricity and beamed to another location.
Oh gods. This is going to go completely and horribly, utterly wrong, I know.
Whereupon his body will be reassembled by a series of complex calculations exactly as it was before.
And why on earth is he strapped into it? Jesus! Oh my god, how he runs in.
But a few moments from now, these gentlemen will, in the blink of an eye, complete an incredible journey through the air. To arrive an instant later on the Crystal Tower behind you! This one, yes, yes, yes! Whoa! Yes, 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 yes! Please, that's not what I wanted!
Dude, you're trying to mess with teleportation. Of course it's not going to be what you wanted. I don't think we're even close to getting something like that happening. Jesus, dude. Alright then. Well, that's a thing that certainly happened over there. Anyway, in the 22nd of October at 9:36 AM in Shem's very comfortable suite. Oh, sorry, focus out the window. Let's go.
Rita, are you listening?
Oh, sorry, what was that, Iris?
What's the matter with you? You've been miles away all morning. Didn't you like what I cooked for breakfast?
No, that's not it at all. What were we talking about again?
Today's paper. It's full of news about the Great Exhibition again.
Oh yeah, the Great Exhibition. I'd like to go sometime.
You're really not your usual self today. You seem very down. Don't you agree, Hurley?
Says him. Did you say something, Iris?
Oh gosh, you're even more down.
When did you arrive, Mr. Naruto? I've been here about half an hour already. We had breakfast together. What? Why didn't you mention it before? I thought you might have known that I was here. You know, because breakfast. Iris is quite right. You're clearly lacking in vim. So much so that I didn't notice your presence. Gee, thanks. You nearly gave me a discombobulation as a result. I didn't want to get the good old discombobulate treatment from you. Just, discombobulate. Just like that. Of course, I could deduce a reason perfectly well with some simple observations. What? Let's see. Yes, for example, your tousled hair this morning with all its unruly spikes. Clearly, it can be deduced, therefore, that... let me stop you there, Mr. Jones, because I think I can see where this is going. My hair always looks like this. It always has. Ever since we first met, in fact. Oh, really? How interesting. It just doesn't look like a haircut as such, I suppose. Oh, thanks again.
It crossed my mind recently that it's been 6 months now
6 months?
since I was forbidden from working in court. So I've been wondering how much longer I'm gonna be banned.
Oh. Well, that would explain why you seem rather glum. Don't you agree, Hurley?
Did you say something, Iris? Back to moping. Gosh, these are all some very interesting characters. I love seeing what they get up to. It's so interesting, it's so funny. What's the matter with Mr. Sholmes today? He seems even more down in the dumps than me.
I know! And the Great Exhibition has opened! You'd think you'd be excited! Oh, why don't we all get to see it together?
I want to, of course I do, but I can't! Not for the time being. Why not? Why not? Why not? Because I'm a great detective after all. Oh, so you're embroiled in some tricky case that you can't be distracted from. Is that it?
I don't remember hearing that you're working on the case earlier.
I suppose I should try to find out what's going on. Much to my chagrin. All I have left is my armband, I see. Right, do we need to examine it? Oh my god, do we need to examine everything in the room again?
Do I have to?
Every time I look at that machine, I can't help but thinking what a monstrosity it is. What's it called again?
The Great Analytoscope. It can analyze absolutely anything, you know.
It does seem incredible, and at the same time incredibly useless.
Ah, but it looks impressive, doesn't it? So that makes it very useful.
How does that make it useful?
Because it means you can pawn it for lots of money. The pawnbrokers always makes idle remarks like, "What an incredible looking machine."
Huh.
So Harry often takes it to the pawn shop when he's a little short.
It sounds like this thing pulls its weight around here more than I realized, by having its weight pulled around. Yeah, that indeed. And then his mess again. Books, papers, scientific implements. These shelves are stuffed to the gunnels. Mrs. Zara wouldn't be able to help herself if she were here. She can't stand mess.
Susie might not be able to stand mess, but she wouldn't dare touch those shelves.
Oh, why not?
Everything is an intricate balance. Harry spends ages on it. If you were to touch even one thing, the whole lot would come tumbling down.
Huh.
Susie noticed it was a very delicate arrangement right from the outset.
You make it sound like a man of great minds, but the truth is, Mr. Sholmes just needs to tidy up. He says that every single time, doesn't he? And then the Stradivarius. Ah yes, Mr. Sholmes' faithful musical companion. Wasn't this violin made by somebody famous?
Yes, it's a Stradivarius. I'm afraid you'd have to save it for 100 years before you could afford one, Bruno.
If I were to save up for 100 years, I wouldn't choose to buy a violin, personally.
No? What would you buy then?
I really have no idea. I think I'll have to do it so I can find out. What can I spend money on today? Box.
What's in the box?
Ah yes, the huge metal chest with the lace cloth laid on it, being used as a table for tea and coffee. It's very sturdy, that's for sure, and firmly locked shut.
That chest contains my father's detailed records of Harry's many cases.
Yeah, so I've been led to believe. Though personally, I've never actually seen inside.
And that's the way it will stay. Those papers are a secret between Daddy and me. If you go opening it uninvited, you might find yourself being bitten.
What? Is there a beast inside there or something? Is that a great monster or something? I do love a good fire in the colder months. Watching the flames flickering and dancing about is just so very relaxing.
Cleaning out the chimney isn't so relaxing, though.
No, getting covered in soot isn't my idea of fun.
You know, Hurley decided he was going to clean it out himself last year. But you can guess what happened, can't you? He got himself stuck inside the flue.
He's a very slim man, but I admit, but there are limits to where a fully grown man can fit.
Now every time he dozes off by the fire, he has nightmares about it.
Damn, poor man. Ah, all these different pieces of evidence from cases that Mr. Sholmes has solved are very interesting.
Trouble is, Hurley forgets things so quickly. He never remembers why these things are irrelevant. The other day, for example, he saw the orange pips that were there and decided to plant them in the garden.
Pips?
Yes, they've all sprouted now. We have 5 new little plants.
Oh, well, I don't know what case they were from, but if Mr. Sholmes can get oranges to grow outside in England, he should change his profession. Horticulture, you say? Maybe mayhaps? Let's see, what's on your blackboard today? Ah, yes, this is where you note down ideas, isn't it, Iris? What's in the melon pot today? The blue carbuncle.
Yes, it's from a case theft.
That's right.
It's from a case of theft that Hurley solved ages ago. The theft of the precious stone. A carbuncle is another name for a garnet, you see. Especially if it's cut with a rounded top.
Oh, really? And this garnet was blue, was it?
Well, that's the thing. They're usually red. No blue garnets have ever been discovered.
Oh.
So who knows what the stolen gemstone actually was? That's the real mystery of the case.
A proper Herlock Sholmes conundrum, huh? That's so... Yes.
I can tell with my eyes shut, you know.
I can believe it. When the deadline's approaching, you sound like a Gatling gun.
That reminds me of a dream I had the other day. It was such a funny one. It woke me, actually. I was typing for a whole hour in the pitch black, but I didn't make a single mistake.
That's incredible.
But then, when it got out light, I found that there wasn't any paper in the machine. Now I wonder if I'd actually been typing at all.
Yeah, I think about you just falling asleep in the job. Bless you for it, though. What tea today? I look forward to finding out what aroma your tea will have, Iris, every single day.
Ah, well, I infuse a different concoction of herbs in the garden every time, so it's never the same twice.
When you call it a concoction, it sounds more like a scientific experiment than something for tea time.
Oh yes, that's because different plants can have very different properties. Some calm you down, some make you feel jolly, some give you energy. Today's particular plant is something quite special, so you're really in for a treat.
That sounds ominous. Like every single time you've said it previously. Yeah. Right, I've given everything an examine in there. As per usual, nothing has changed. We're gonna have another very quick break here now. And then for like the last few minutes or so, we will wrap up with talking to Sholmesy about things. So I'll see you back out here after we have a break here in the Twitch chat. In the YouTube chat, don't worry about it. We will be doing without the breaks because we'll have cut it out the highlight. But if you do want to take a pause and rest up before you continue watching the video, then please do so. It's not a bad idea. But in any case, I'll be back in a few minutes. And welcome on back. It's time to do the last little bit of talking. Maybe for today. I don't know how much longer we've got, but we shall at least see to the end of talking to Sholmes and maybe a little bit more afterwards, depending on how much time we have left. But no, let's do so. Welcome back, everyone, from your break, if you had one. And if you're still enjoying this video, then thank you so much for doing so. We have just a bit more left, as I say, so we'll do some talking. About the event 6 months ago, about the Great Exhibition, and then why are you so down? Why are you such a Debbie Downer right now? Well, let's talk about it then. Half a year ago now, I I took on the defense of a young girl in a trial heard at the Old Bailey. What at first seems like a simple case of murder that took place at a London pawnbrokery turned out to be one part of a much more far-reaching plot that involved the British government. During the course of that trial, it was found that I made an unavoidable yet at the same time unforgivable mistake.
Words fail me. This situation is utterly deplorable. Mr. Naruhodo.
Yes, my lord.
I will decide upon your fate following the conclusion of this trial.
Of course, my lord. And he then decided, "You're fired!" In the end, I had my right to represent people in court revoked. I was told I had to spend my time in research and study. So that's what I've been doing.
You have, haven't you, Runa? Reading all those big fat tomes about British law up in your room. And the notes about Sholmes' old cases.
Brewing Iris' special blends of tea, fetching my daily bread for me. You've become something of a manservant around here. Start on the silverware next, Martin Naruhodo. Well, I'm thinking of going to ask the powers that be to reconsider. Specifically, Lord Strongheart at the British Supreme Court in Whitehall.
Lord Strongheart?
Ah, the delightful Lord Chief Justice. Not my favorite fellow. Yeah, he's not mine either, but he's the man I have to talk to. He's the only one who can grant permission for me to start working in the courts again. I came to Britain to become the best lawyer I could. And I can't do that just sitting around here. I gotta take some initiative. Anyway, the Great Exhibition, the Great Expo, as it were. The whole of London has been swept up in this great exhibition, hasn't it? The most advanced science, the most modern technology, the finest works of art and feats of engineering. For the next 6 months, our capital will be showcasing these things, and the world will be watching.
Do you know what I'd like to do? I'd like to look down on London from one of those lovely balloons.
Look down on... Do you mean those things... fly?
Yes, of course. They fly high in the sky and don't even need wings to do it. All you need is hot air.
But how? How does hot air have anything to do with flying? It makes no sense. I can't understand it at all.
That's true of a lot of new scientific discoveries. Most people can't understand them at first. But in 100 years' time, all these things will just be common knowledge.
I suppose they might be.
Mind you, some of the science being demonstrated seems very questionable. Something went wrong at the urban experimentation stage yesterday, apparently. There was a huge explosion. Still, I wish I'd seen it there. I'd love to see how bad some of these scam experiments really are.
Says the innocent 10-year-old girl. Just imagine Iris going in there. Yep, all of this is fake. I can do a much better job than you, and I'm 10. I'm literally a child. That's like the idea of that, though. See here. Every page of this paper carries some article or other about the Great Exhibition. But the brighter things shine, the darker the shadows that are cast behind them. Personally, I find myself drawn to the darkness, to the impenetrable. That is my proper atmosphere. Great Exhibition newspaper put into my record for reasons, containing various articles about the world-leading science and technology on show at the Great Exhibition being held in London. Shadows cast behind? Is that a metaphorical way of referring to the back page of the paper? Inosuke, my dear fellow, come on. Right. There's Lon on the front, and then on the back too. Huh.
Lost cat. Oh no, it's not Wakahai! Oh no! Sorry, I was just reading all the other article titles on here to myself. Just for a moment here, but let's take a look at the front. Every article on the front page is news about the Great Exhibition. Public experiments to demonstrate brand new scientific ideas, cultural exhibits from around the globe. It's also positive and hopeful about the coming century. We must all go to see it properly before too long. Oh really, you say? But then what about the back? Get some information about this. So many glowing reports about the Great Exhibition and everything that's going on there. Other than this rather gloomy-looking one, that is. Wait, what?
What's the matter, Rune?
The Reaper attacked? That's Lord Van Zeeks! This must be what Mr. Sholmes was talking about. Does he know any more, I wonder? Does he indeed? And this mysterious man! If that's Zeeks, or maybe that's Zeeks, I don't know. Ugh. A mystery, to be sure. Oh, we can ask him about the Reaper being attacked. But first, why are you a Debbie Downer? Are you investigating a particularly tricky case in the moment, Mr. Sholmes? You could say that, I suppose. Nothing more to add? That's not like you. So what sort of case is it? Is it a shh? Quiet, Mr. Naruhodo. We must not discuss it here. You never know who might be listening.
You're acting very strangely, Hurley.
What do you mean, Iris?
Well, usually, the more mysterious and complicated the case is, the better Hurley's mood.
Oh.
Is it really a case that's bothering you?
Iris, please! You mustn't exercise your astute powers of observation and deduction on me without invitation! Remember what I always say. Put yourself in the shoes of the individual about whom you're making deductions! You say that, do you? You, Mr. Sholmes. Never mind. Once I've had a cup of tea, I must make my way at once to the crime scene. Ah. That was a deep sigh. Damn. Could it be this about the Reaper being attacked himself? It says in the paper that Lord Van Zeeks was attacked. That's terrible. You know the legend of the Reaper of the Bailey, of course, don't you? Only too well, in fact. Yeah. Prosecutor Barak Van Zeeks. They say that if the Reaper is the prosecutor in the case, there's no salvation for whoever's in the dock. Even if the defendant is found not guilty. Once the Reaper has someone in his sights, one way or another, that person's time left on this earth will be short. London's finest rogues always find ways around the law. They'll stop at nothing to secure an acquittal at trial. Falsifying evidence, paying sham witnesses, threatening jurors, bribing judges. But even such devious tactics as these cannot save them from the hand of the Reaper. As you've experienced yourself, haven't you, Mr. Naruhodo? Yeah, I've seen the Reaper's retribution at work. Many of these criminal rogues are reckless and quite unafraid to die. If a leader among their fraternity is seen to have been taken by the Reaper, retaliation like this does occur. Really, the capital has a never-ending supply of such scoundrels. So, do you mean Lord Van Zeeks has been attacked like this before? This isn't the first time? He's quite an accomplished combatant, you know. He doesn't take these attacks lying down. Although, it seems that his assailants were armed with guns this time. Oh my goodness! Is he alright then? Is Lord Van Zeeks hurt? My dear fellow! How on earth would I know?
Well, in the article here it says, as to what of Lord Van Zeeks and his condition, All will be revealed in tomorrow's morning edition.
Ah, I see. Well, we shall have to be patient then. No, I can't wait until tomorrow. In that case, you shall have to inquire with somebody unknown. But who? Lord Strongheart, perhaps? Dun 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 dun. Oh, suddenly dressed for success. Well, I must be leaving now. Yeah, understood. See you later, Mr. Sholmes. Ha! You really are a shameless liar sometimes, my dear fellow. What? You seek to put me off my guard and follow me, don't you? Well, you will be wasting your time. The thought hadn't crossed my mind. But now I'm wondering where you're going. Well then, see you later, indeed. Hi-ho, Silver, away! God, listen to him. He's still laughing on his way out the door. Oh, it's this outfit that I've seen on the key art. I was wondering when this was going to make an appearance.
Alright then, Runa. Let's get going.
Oh, Iris. What are you wearing?
I got changed to go to the Great Exhibition. You're going to take me.
What? But I was just about to go to the Supreme Court.
Oh, well, that sounds fun too. You're going to take me there then.
All right, fine. Just lower that weapon, would you?
Of course. And after the Supreme Court, then we'll go to see the Great Exhibition.
Yeah, I was wondering when that outfit was gonna turn up. All right. A new location added, and and even the sprite work has been updated, so Iris is wearing her going out outfit.
Ah, that's so nice.
Legal consultancy. Oh, okay. Lord Chief Justice's. Oh, I thought we had like multiple options to go to there. I've got my top room if I wanted to, but I don't think there's anything important there for me to do. Back to Chief Justice Strongheart's office then. For a spell. And up they go. Alas. I think we're pausing it here, guys and girls, and all you non-binary fans in between. This is where we're going to say all is done for today. And we can properly make a start on this episode when we return to do some more of this later. I am so sorry to put you on this cliffhanger here. I know I probably would have gotten further had I not stumbled across a couple of pitfalls in the ending of the previous case. But lo and behold, nonetheless, we got there. It just means we just spent some more time there, that's all. You know how these playthroughs are. Sometimes they're quick, sometimes they're short. Sometimes they take way too long because the person playing them can't put things together, and sometimes is a bit of an idiot that forgets things. Nonetheless, I still hope that this is an enjoyable run. It certainly is for me, and I am having a great time with it. I hope you all are too. In the meantime, we are going to be picking this up again in our next showing. People in Twitch land, if you weren't aware, that you will have the chance to catch up with anything you might have missed when we make this into a highlight for my YouTube VOD channel in about a week's time. So do check back on that one. And check out the channel already if you haven't done so. And for people in YouTube land, possibly already watching this video, maybe you can come along for the Twitch streams here on and here you can find me at the channel name that you see below you. And in all the links in the description, we'll have various sites where you can actually see some other stuff of mine and some of my social pages and whatnot, if you want to catch me on other places as well. But for now, this is going to be it from me. Thank you so much for enjoying this video. I certainly hope that you have done. If you have, you know what to do. You can leave a like and comment down below. And if you really liked it, you can even subscribe. You can even hit the bell too. That would be a great help for me. And you can get notified of all the future uploads that we do coming up. But yes, we begin. We have begun our third episode today. And then the next time we pick it up, we will do some more and get to the bottom of everything. What will this mean
what is this departed soul all about? If it is what is circling in my head right now, of course, please do not say anything about it until I have seen it myself. But if the theory I have going on in my head is correct, then oh word, this is going to be interesting. But for now, that's all she wrote for today. Thank you so much for hopefully enjoying this edition of Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve here in my corner of the Twitchverse, in my corner of the YouTubeverse. Thank you so much for joining me today. Stay and stay awesome. Please catch up on any videos that you would like to do so in your own time when this is done here. But otherwise, when next we see each other, I hope you have a pleasant time until then. I love you all. Thank you for joining me for my adventures, and I hope to do some more for you next time. If we made your day better by doing this video for you, then that is all the praise I need. That is all the gratification I need. But of course, if you want to go further in your support, you know what to do. You can come over and follow me on Twitch, follow me on YouTube, and do all the good stuff there. But for now, that's it from me. Have a great rest of your day. Stay and stay awesome. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video or the next stream. Until then, take care everyone, and see you soon. Bye!